What's going on, BB? Sequel to this game I've been waiting on for forever is finally out. Rad Semi-Driver Night is just wow. I know that feeling, sweetheart. Remember the very first time I got a Harvest Moon game, I was like, oh, farming, I guess I'll play this for a little bit, and then next thing I knew it was 4 a.m. and I had school that day. I was just like, oh no. What have I done? Oh yeah, farming is better. Yeah, it is. I want to say I had already gotten to summer. I just wish that the recent re-releases of the Story of Seasons games had been more, I don't know, interesting. Because technically they improve graphically, but they also feel kind of bland. And of course, removing the rival system just means that now not only is there no stakes, but also, ironically, the reason why they got rid of the rival system is because people felt like they were, like, stealing people's partners. Because then they would never get married. Well, now it just happens for everybody. You haven't solved anything. Because I remember when I was playing Sunshine Islands, I was perfectly willing to let Kai, or whatever his name was, and well, the equivalent of Kai, I want to say. Whoops. Get married to why can't I remember her name now? But the blonde girl. Because they both liked fishing, and I basically did everything possible to not fish in that game, so it was like, you know what, I'm gonna let these two be married. I'm not gonna raise my relationship with him. You two be happy. You know what's unfair about that game in particular? I just noticed the sign. Once you unlock the island that unlocks the wedding chapel, the people on the island can get married, but you can't. You can't get married until you've raised every single island. It's like, well, how come you guys get to do it? That's not fair. I had a high relationship with, Pierre, I want to say his name was? The gourmet character. Rules for me, but not for thee. Yeah, seriously. And, Elliot, who was the shopkeeper's son. I was probably gonna go for the gourmet. Because unlike in the re-release of, Friends of Mineral Town, they actually did make the gourmet attractive in this game. Because in Friends of Mineral Town, he has the same design that he always does. But they added, like, one JoJo-esque face for when he's particularly impressed by a dish. And it's like, oh yeah, that makes up for the fact that this dude looks like a fish. It's not even that he's fat, it's those fucking lips they gave him. He's hideous. And then conversely, as if out of spite for all the people who thought that Carter the priest was hot, they made him bland as hell in the re-release. And don't even get me started on what they did to my girl Karen. I say my girl as if I ever pursued her even while playing as a male. I didn't. I always went for Mary. Or Marie. But depending on what localization you're looking at. But it's just like, man, what did you do to Karen? What happened to her nice, not bangs, but the hair curtains? She used to have 2 dyed strips of hair on both sides of her head and dressed kind of tomboyish, and now she just looks like... I don't know. She looks so bland. Anne/Ron looks pretty much the same as she always does with the overalls and stuff. But just, Karen got such a severe nerf. Marie looks the same. I'm trying to remember who else. Who else is in this game? Who else am I thinking of? It's been a while since I had to stop and think. Ellie, that's right. The nurse assistant. She looks fine. Like, everybody else stayed pretty much the same, but just look up Karen from, the original Friends of Mineral Town and compare her to the remake of Friends of Mineral Town and just, It's silly. They also added 2 new characters for that one, but they're so bland that I completely forgot their names. She looks weird. Yeah. It's not even really that she looks weird, it's just that this is not Karen. And she, like, again, she wasn't even one of my favorites. Like, I was fine with her. I just never pursued her. If anything, I think I tried to pursue either Anne/Ron or Marie. Potpourri, I forgot that Potpourri existed. Shows how much I'm paying attention to her, huh? If I ever played as a girl, I never pursued Rick. Rick just bothered me too much. Anytime you speak to him, he just goes on about how much he hates Kai because he shows up and he's a ladies' man and he makes everybody mad. And it's like, okay, cool, like stop bitching. Girls don't like it when you keep complaining about a dude unprompted, because he'll start complaining about this guy long before he ever shows up in town. I think the last time I played Friends of Mineral Town, I was pursuing Kai, because I was playing as a girl that time. Well, actually, technically it was Harvest Moon Boy and Girl, which was the PSP re-release. I didn't know that apparently... Ew. Ugh. I don't know if they altered this in the PSP version, but in the original release of More Friends of Mineral Town, if you got married as a girl, the game would end. I think I was going for Anne, but then my middle sister went for her on her file, so I went for Ellie instead. Ah, fuck. Very distant memory, though. This was in 64. I have 64, I just haven't really pursued it, because I swear the timer is really fast on that one. Whoa. Yeah? Oh, you want a game where you play as a girl? Well, if you get married, the game ends. Fuck you! Don't even get me started on the games where, by playing as the girl, they allow you to marry the Kappa. What's weird is that they try to make him a Bishonen in, the Friends of Mineral Town remake also, but he arguably just looks worse. Like, before he was, like, a fat, ugly Kappa, and now he's, like... He looks like... He looks like Daffy Duck wearing a hat. I can't get behind it. No matter what, the Kappa's just a bad choice. You want to have a supernatural character that appeals to girls, given that everybody's bisexual in the remake anyway, just either make it so that I can marry the witch princess, Or just make a hot guy. I'm not asking for a lot. Make the witch prince. I don't care. I was about to say he could be called the warlock, but it's like technically a warlock is not a male witch, but the name literally means one who breaks bonds. So technically it has nothing to do with magic, just like betrayal stuff. Although I will concede that warlock is a cool name. I'm just saying that most people aren't using that word, right? Me with my knowledge of the dictionary coming in again. Actually, getting married to someone who breaks bonds doesn't sound promising. Yeah, that's the other reason why they shouldn't call him a warlock, but just like make a hot dude. In a Trio of Towns, they had a god character called Inari, and depending on if you pick male or female, it would be the opposite. And they basically gave the character the same design, but I want to say that the male variant had sharper eyes. And that's all you gotta do. Girl, you're obsessed with Dom today. First you're having a fight with him, and now you're like, I thought of a present that he might like. Like, just kiss already. New ship unlocked. Little sister thought Gray was hot. Yeah, he's okay. What's the difference between doing squats and squatting? Nice ass baby. Dog, you can't. Everything has a line to give us this. As I was saying before this distracted me, if I play as a girl and I'm playing one of the Mineral Town games, I usually go for the doctor. A fishing vest. Try it on. Oh, hey. Okay, then. It'll be worth a lot when I win the big ice skating tourney. Who else? Alright, there's the doctor, sometimes called Alex. Gray. I think in Magical Melody you could date Bob. I think. There was also Kurt and Joe in that game, the two carpenters. Joe was into fishing in his spare time, and Kurt was just like a serious looking guy in camo, so of course, yeah, you already know. You already know! Gee, I wonder which character she went for. Dom tried it on right in front of you? It should have been me, not you! It's not fair! Alright, so back to Friends of Mineral Town. Cliff! That's right, Cliff is another good one. I fucked up the very first time I played that, and he moved out because he ran out of money, though. Because I forgot to tell him about the job at the winery. And in the original version, once he's out, he's out. Apparently in the remake, you have the option... You have the opportunity to get him back. I don't know what it entails, but it's there. Which is good, I guess. At least it's not permanently missable content. One thing that's worrisome is that apparently I think it's in that game, and I'm pretty sure that they took it out of the remake because can't have anything spicy, although this is admittedly pretty bad. Apparently, if you let him and Anne get married, he'll occasionally, like, show up with a black eye or something. It's just like, damn, Anne, what's your problem? I think it was that game. Scary. Yeah, seriously. Like, if they did take that out of the remake, then I'm glad that they did, because it's just like, this is not only bad for Cliff, but this is also, like, this is also really bad for Anne's character. It's like, jeez, bitch. I almost have an obligation to get married to this dude just to keep him from going with you.